Hello everybody, welcome to Planet Coaster 2 and welcome back to Column Watch 2026. That's right, we are back with part 2 of Column Watch 2026 after the pretty successful, I think, part 1 back in June. You know, I wasn't expecting to be back with another Column Watch so soon after the previous one, but Frontier doth provide and therefore the Column Watchers must watch. Of course, this is for the new Silver Screen DLC launching August the 19th. And first up, we've got Animated Light 1. And as you can see, it's an animated light. You know, it's animated, what can I say? Interestingly, you can actually see the light beam. I don't know if the video will pick this up very well, but even in the daytime you can see it, but let's just quickly switch to night just so we can see. Yeah, it's kind of a classic style with the big shaft of light kind of projecting outwards, and it has a number of different animation types. Next up then, the main scenery theme here is this kind of Art Deco style studios, Disney Studios, Universal Studios, actual Hollywood style movie studios. We've got whole sets of these kind of plaster details. Oh, this is really nice. Archway, pillar bottom. And as I understand, there are two new wall sets, and there's one that's got this kind of vertical tile, which has got a bit of a shine to it, but not too much. And then there's also a kind of glossy tile set as well as all these sort of plaster details. And this is called Art Deco Archway Pillar Fountain Pilaster. Now, I don't know if that's an architectural term that I've not heard before, or if that's a typo. Probably the former. But yeah, that's a really nice piece there. Of course, we do have to mention that this could well just be a column. I mean, it's a pillar, so that's basically a column by another name, as far as I'm concerned. Art Deco Archway Pillar Mid. Oh, you don't have to be so harsh on yourselves, Frontier. It's a perfectly nice looking pillar. Yeah, obviously this goes on here, and we're building a column here. Let's not beat about the bush. And then this is a topper piece. So I guess this kind of goes neatly on the side here, maybe? This kind of thing. Then we've got this. Archway Top. Art Deco Archway Top. This is kind of an interesting piece. Goes all the way down to 20%. That's nice to see. Let's check the scaling on some of these other pieces. That also goes down to 20%. And what I should probably do before we go any further, much like last time, we're going to need a stone guest so that we can see what the scale is. Yeah, as you can see, everything is massive. Okay, let's get a bunch of these down, just where we're placing everything. Okay, so it goes down to 20%, but how small is 20%? Okay, it's decently small. Okay, that's cool. Chuffed with that. Then we've got this little classic Art Deco balcony piece. I really like the look of this. It's described as a balcony, but immediately I'm like, that actually would make kind of a nice planter as well. Something like this. Picture it with a little kind of bush in the middle or a tree. Really nice like railing detail here. This could work for all manner of things. Then we've got this brass trim feature film. So yeah, this is a brass trim in the shape of a film reel, and from what they were saying in the preview, there's a bunch of pieces along these lines. That's quite nice, just straight off the bat. And we've got a smaller version of that same thing. And even though these are kind of styled like film roll, I think they scale down quite nicely as well. So this could honestly just work as a nice sort of metal trim around anything, really. I think that's really nice. And there's an even smaller piece here as well. Then we've got this cinema banner. Again, no option to change what the image itself is, but perhaps we can change all the colours here to make it plain. No, we can't. Okay. Possibly by like finessing the colours a bit, you might be able to get that just looking like it's all one colour. But again, it's a shame. I'd really love to have these banners with an option to add like a custom image on there. Then we've got a door set by the looks of it. So I mean, this is just a really nice, it's kind of a classic deco door design with the diagonal handles, but I think this works quite generically in a lot of theme park settings. Although again, it would be really nice to have actual glass on this, as well as just like a single door version, so that you could use it for buildings that have interiors. As it stands, obviously not a great amount of use for this if you're building a park that's got lots of interiors. Yeah, these are really nice. If you're building a kind of movie studio style park, or anything Art Deco related really, like these are beautiful. This is an interesting design. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I wonder if that's based on a particular real door, or if they just freestyled that. Yeah, these are really cool. This is a really cool kind of diner style. And this is more kind of proper Art Deco, really kind of over the top patterning, very ornate. And then we've got glass blocks. Oh, that's really cool. There's a whole set of these glass blocks. So these are the illuminated pieces. They had a bunch of these in the park they built in the preview event, and then there is a circular one as well. They also go down to 20. It looks like everything goes down to 20. I don't know if that's like a new decision they've made, that everything's going to go down to 20% now. If so, then that's like very nice to see. Yeah, these are really cool. There's this one as well as this little kind of half circle. Very nice. Not a lot of columns so far, but hopefully that's going to change as we get to this gold pillar base. And of course, the gold pillar that goes upon the gold pillar base. And then we've got this gold pillar sphere topper, hashtag year of the sphere. But an orb on top of a column, that's kind of crazy. Put a little hat on there as well. We've got this topper piece. And then what's this? Art Deco lamppost base. Oh yeah, there's a whole lamppost, which obviously has this kind of super stylized vibe to it, but I mean, I love this. This works honestly like just as a generic lamp in all kinds of settings. I'm thinking of like Disneyland Paris, Discoveryland, that kind of slightly like sci-fi Art Nouveau. I could see it working in a bunch of rustic settings like a fishing village or something like that. There's obviously the single lamp version as well, which has got a little bit more Art Deco style detailing on it, but yeah, still really nice. Big fan of these lamps. And this is the Art Deco light pillar. Say it with me now. Column. Hey, they've done this on purpose. I feel it in my soul. Pretty hefty column, I've got to say. In their preview park, they were using these as like a kind of skyscraper skyline background, which is quite a cool idea. And then this is quite a nice topper piece here. Obviously, it's designed to go on this set here, but yeah, it goes nice and small. I could see this kind of detail on a plaster column as part of a kind of classic deco facade. Also, sort of looks like a computer chip or something. We've got fences. Yes, that is a fence, isn't it? It looks very wide. Well, this one's kind of interesting. Right, yeah, so this is the one without the fill, and this is the one with the kind of, they're calling it an enamel fill. Yeah, these are okay. They're very wide. Possibly too wide for my taste. Although, with any kind of like metal detailing like this, like on a railing, like you could insert that into a wall and use it as a trim or something. That would be really cool. Likewise with this one here. Here we've got the metal fin cap. Not sure what that means. Just sort of looks like trim. In fact, if I'm being honest, this looks very similar to a trim that we already have in the base game. That one's coloured red for some reason. Okay. Yeah, I mean these are just nice little trims, aren't they? I like that we've got this end cap piece to round off the ends if we want. That's a nice touch. Then we've got this Art Deco planter. This is quite cool. Are these built-in lights? They are built-in lights. That's cool. What would be a nice tree to put in here? Maybe not that one. That tree in there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. What's, how much of it? Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, you can see all these doors have also got illuminated windows, which you can turn off. That's nice. And then, yeah, as I said, all these glass pieces have got it as well. Nice. Yeah, this tree looks, I like this illuminated tree planter. That's really cool. So next up, we've got plaster wall trim circle. Now this is, they're calling it a wall trim, so I'm guessing it's meant to go on a wall, like on a flat wall. If we put this down, let's not skip ahead, but oh my gosh, there's some really nice looking stuff here. So we'll just use this flat wall here, but I'm assuming the idea is that this is meant to kind of go on a wall like this, because they're calling it a wall trim. But the fact that it's pictured on its side like this makes me think it's meant to go on a wall like that. But obviously we all know, for all intents and purposes, this is a column base. I mean, come on. Yeah. And then yeah, it says like a whole, oh, hello. What is this called? Wall trim corner. That is, without a shadow of a doubt, a new roof tile, if ever I've seen one. Those of you who are into custom roofing will know that the current kind of meta custom roofing piece is this resort trim corner piece that's like a little cube exactly like this that's made of wood. So the fact that we've now got one kind of the same but made of stone with a more sort of uniform texture, that's really exciting. Very cool. All the pieces are now going to be grey coloured because of because of how it remembers the colour. We want to go back to this sort of terracotta, pinkish terracotta colour that they're using. Something like that. So yeah, there's a bunch of these trim pieces. Oh yeah, look at that. So that's what the corner, these are what the corner piece is for here. Then we've got this shop awning. That's a little bit funky looking, but kind of cool. This is honestly giving me massive Super Mario World at Universal vibes. Like Peach's, it's in like Peach's Castle pink with the little crown motif on the top. And then here we've got one of your classic shop fascias. I know for a fact in the preview event, the absolute legend at Frontier Rich, who builds all of their preview parks, made some picture frames, kind of poster frames, using these shops by sort of doing this and then putting a screen in the middle there, which is a really cool idea. Big ups to Rich for that one. Here we've got a whole cinema awning in one piece. Okay. I see. So I was kind of hoping that these neon details on here were a new neon tubing set, but it seems like it's just actually, this is all one piece that it's part of. And obviously, you know, they're calling that cinema, but you could use this for any kind of shop facade frontage. And then there's a couple of signs here that are really cool, really nice. They're calling it the drive-in sign, but again, this would work equally as well on any kind of facade. And we've got some more kind of generic deco signage here. Very nice. And it looks as though, yeah, we've got a bunch of the pieces for this one in particular as kind of individual details here. You've got this two-tone one. Yeah, that's really nice. I really like that they've broken that down for us and given us the individual parts. Oh, this one's really cool as well. Another kind of awning, facade awning. So then we've got Art Deco steel wall top. So it's kind of a row of tiles with a little steel trim on the top of it. There's a whole little set of these. So those are quite cool. You could use those for like low level like planter walls, or, you know, like the kind of wall that would be like down like this that you might sit on, or they might go on the top of a facade or something. And then there is a similar kind of steel set, which are really small. That's at 100%. And it goes absolutely tiny. That's great. Interesting. Really cool. Yeah, I mean, this is a classic kind of Art Deco detail that you would see, this kind of metal trim, a few different sizes and shapes of that. Then we've got more of this. This looks like it's from the same set as this stuff over here. Again, it's just really nice, like plaster details. I mean, any kind of architectural style that has like, you know, carved masonry, plaster work, this sort of stuff is really useful for that. Because a lot of Art Deco is kind of, or some of the Art Deco, especially on the West Coast, is inspired by South American or Central American architecture, I feel like a lot of this stuff could work interestingly for that kind of thing as well. That's a really nice pillar base there. Again, they're calling that a brick pillar base, but if we sort of flip it and reverse it, we do end up with a nice hefty column. Oh, that's really nice. Decorative finial. Oh, it goes quite small as well. Really nice kind of carved detail on there. And we've got this little sort of sandwich shape here. You can obviously build your own column with all of these pieces. You can build a mega column. Oh, that's quite a nice piece. Smooth corner. Make ourselves a little archway. I wonder, how does it stack if we do it like this? Unfortunately, I think it's way too obvious that we've got repeating pieces here. Worth a try? Yeah, this set is expansive and really nice. Look, even this arch piece has this version with the stepped corners. Love all of that. Then we've got, this is a really classic detail that you would see on the facade of an Art Deco building. And again, we've got that in a few different shapes and sizes. It seems like everything goes down to 20%, which you love to see. Oh, and then there's this piece that kind of goes on the top of it as well. Very nice. Wall trim corner. It's kind of a, okay, sort of to go on the end here. I mean, for all intents and purposes, first of all, obviously it's a column, but it also is just a nice kind of rounded plaster shape. Very nice. Oh, we got all like rounded versions of these as well. And this fanned out one, that's an interesting, does just sort of look like a fan. That's really nice. Big fan of that. And then yet more, we've lost our colour, here we go, back to here. Yet more of these carved plaster detailing. Really, a really awesome amount of kind of individual detail pieces here. Really happy with this. So many new ways to build your own column with this pack. Column lovers, stay winning in the year 2026. I just want to point out that I glossed over this wall trim corner cap, but with some clever rotation, we've got ourselves another sphere. Hashtag Year of the Sphere. And then there's just a little set of just kind of plaster wall pieces by the looks of it. This is really nice to have. Really nice sort of plaster slab. Tiles cleanly. Love to see it. And yeah, there's a quarter circle. This is a nice little detail here. Again, I'm sure it's meant to go that way, but you could build kind of an interesting archway shape with it by putting it this way around. Something like this. It's kind of cool. Then we've got more lights. They're calling that a wall light. You might see it sort of buried into a wall like that. But I mean, really, if you stuck that on top of a post, then we've got this other kind of classic style of deco light fixture where you've got this kind of ribbed tube with the little finned brackets there. And then what's this? Oh, this one's very fancy. Yeah, that's really cool. Very nice, very fancy. This is just some more wall trims by the looks of it. Not sure that that's necessarily meant to go on there like that, but that's nice. Then we've got, that's really nice as well. Kind of a tile set with a little chamfered edge. Big fan of that. And there's a whole corner piece here as well. Obviously you could put that either way up and it would look just as cool. You could also just use this as like a curb. It's just a really nice sort of tiled piece really. I'd kind of love to have an option of it without the chamfered edge as well, just this kind of flat, straight tile section. But yeah, it's really cool. Okay, this is the piece that's meant to go with that. And this is, oh, they're mislabeled, that's the issue. So that's not actually the narrow top, that's the wide top. And then that's the narrow top there. And then we've got some windows. We've got this bay window. It's kind of a similar style to this balcony piece over here. It's this classic kind of circled edges of the flat front. And then this is a kind of a similar one. Again, this can be scaled down quite far, so you could kind of, I mean, you could build a column out of it. Let's not beat about the bush. Makes quite a cool sort of 90s column. Oh yeah, and then there's this nice kind of cap piece you can use to cap it off. And then we've just got some normal windows. We've got this narrow one, we've got a wider one, we've got this kind of ornate metallic one, we've got this sort of port window, another kind of fancy ornate one. Yeah, these are cool. Okay, and then we appear to be getting into what I think is a bunch of pieces that are directly ported from the original Studios pack in Planet Coaster 1. Although I'm sure that this was all one piece in the original game, but we've now got this separate kind of green screen. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to go through all of these pieces, just because, you know, if you played Planet Coaster 1, then you'll recognise many of these pieces from the original Studios pack. One thing that's really nice is that we've got all these classic cars back. Destroyed car. You know, I don't recognise this. Maybe we did have that before, but I don't remember that piece from the original pack. So maybe there is some new stuff in here. Yeah, I mean, one thing I'll say about these pieces that have been ported straight from the original Studios pack is, like, you can tell that the textures are just slightly lower fidelity, and just it's kind of a slightly different style as well. There's almost a sort of photoreal style with some of this stuff, where it looks like they're using kind of image textures in a way that they don't really do with the Planet Coaster 2. But yeah, it's obviously great to have all these cars back, as well as all these classic backstage props, the cardboard boxes. People who enjoy the backstage detailing will get a lot of use out of all of these. And then there is a whole set of light panel pieces. Oh, they're actually not illuminated. Is there an... Oh, there's an illuminated version of all of them. Yeah. So yeah, that's really nice to see. Right, yeah, but there is still some new pieces mixed in here. We just have to kind of stay on our toes. This is the new mascot, Cornell Butterworth. Yeah, I mean, he's a little bit of an abomination, in my opinion. If you kind of think too hard about it, like, the popcorn is kind of his brains. He's kind of cute, I don't know, maybe he'll grow on me. And we've got new glass pieces. Now, I don't remember glass being part of the Studios DLC. Possibly the glass came with the same update as the Studios DLC, which is why they've included it here. But I'll tell you what, this glass square, 1 by 1 meter, going down to 20%, that's really nice. Sadly, it is missing the opacity slider that the new glass pieces have. Then we've got the glossy tile wall set. This is the new wall set, which, as described, it's glossy tiles. You can see it's nice and kind of shiny and reflective. Available in all the usual gridded scenery set styles. This is quite nice to have, because if you just deactivate it, it's just it just is a manhole cover. Then there's a whole new alphabet set. This is definitely a new addition. Yeah, this is just one of the 3D fonts we've already got, but they've got this kind of, they're hollow and they've got light bulbs inside. So that's kind of fun. Good for, especially for sort of boardwalk parks and that kind of thing. We've got the barrels back. Everybody loves a barrel. We've got a bunch of new posters. Particularly a big fan of this one with Bodhi as Jaws. Chief Beef poster. I mean, this would be quite fun just to put up if you're building a Chief Beef restaurant. Opening screen door. So is that door with a screen on it? It is a door with a screen on it. Interesting. I don't remember if we had that before. And there's a flappy one as well. These, I feel like these are new. I don't recall these. One that flaps upwards as well. Oh, the pallet. I forgot about the pallet. Of course, one would cover a pallet with boxes. Always a good time. We've got some gridded plaster pieces. We've got this little popcorn box here with Cornell Butterworth's face on it. That's quite a cute little thing. And I guess if you want to hide his face, then you can always put them kind of facing away from whatever the front direction is. Here we've got the red carpet set. Oh, let's put it over here. This is quite a fun thing to have. You know, I don't like to sound ungrateful, but it's kind of a shame that we only have it with the with the trim down the side like that. What does it look like on the underneath? Yeah, it has the trim on the underneath as well. Because I know lots of people like to build carpeted interiors, so I was thinking, when I saw in the preview event that we had a red carpet, I was thinking, oh, finally a piece that people can use to build carpets. I mean, I guess it's not that egregious to have this kind of trim, stripy trim going around, but it is what it is. Then we've got velvet rope ribbon barrier classic piece here. That is completely the wrong shade of red, come on. Unfortunately, we don't appear to have the ribbon piece by itself. If we do, then I haven't gotten to it yet. Then we've got the classic giant searchlight, Klieg light thing. Then we've got a new bench. This is the new Art Deco silver screen bench. It's very stylized. I think I'm struggling to kind of imagine myself using this. I'm sure there could be a situation. Likewise with this bin, it's very specific. It looks a little bit more normal if you kind of colour it more uniformly, but yeah. Then this is the new little concession stand cover, so you can use this for basically, as far as I could tell, basically any one of these counters will work with this stand. I guess while we're here we could place down all of these new counters. We've got candy floss, popcorn, corn dogs and donuts. And yeah, like I said, this new counter will basically fit over the top of any of these. And it's got little caster wheels on the bottom. Very nice. Oh, we do have a separate individual popcorn bucket. That's nice. Oh, and then there's a wheel for this as well. So you could sort of make it look like it's an old-fashioned wheel cart if you wanted to. Next up, we've got silver screen lamppost base. And then there's this lamp piece. And then there's the middle chunk here. So yeah, this is, again, I mean, even if you ignore the lamp bit on the top, just sort of classic Art Deco, dare I say, it's a column. I don't know if you would call this a column, but it's, you know, it reminds me of the entrance to Disney's California Adventure, for example. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, then there's also a picnic bench set. Again, this is like, if I'm sort of speaking from the heart, I'm not really a big fan of this, I have to say. Not that it isn't well crafted, but it's just not my style. These chairs also just look slightly odd. And we've got some new awnings, okay. And it looks as though, yeah, you can just recolor it to make it all one colour if you want. I like that. Oh, this is a fun little shop facade here. Similar to this one, but with a clapperboard, film clapperboard style. This is the scenery versions of the cars from the new kind of test track slot car ride. As they sold it to us in the preview event, this one on the right here is kind of simple on purpose so that you can attach scenery to it and style it up however you like. And then this one over here is obviously sort of themed, almost like a kind of hot rod style. I don't know, I don't really know about cars. It's an old-timey kind of car. Then we've got more studio lighting here. Again, these pieces are ported over from the first game, and you can just kind of tell from the textures and the poly counts that they are not quite as high fidelity as the newer pieces. This might be a new piece, because I don't instantly recognize it, and it just looks high fidelity. In fact, I know what this is. This is a new piece. This is the gobo lamp. So it's got these kind of lighting effects on it, which quite coolly sort of scale with the size of the lamp, and presumably we can recolor them as well. Yeah, we can. So this is really cool. This is going to be really cool for all kinds of stuff. Main streets, dark rides. You know, if you attach it to a moving platform like that, and you've got some Kino dark ride vibes going on. Super cool. And then there's some really nice kind of tripods and stuff for all these lights. This is interesting because what they've given us here is we've got all these animatronics from the Planet Coaster 1 sets, right? So there are like pirates and cowboys, policemen, but they've also given us these archaeologists, which I'm pretty sure are from Adventure Pack. So it's just quite amusing that we've got those, but not the Adventure Pack. So yeah, there's loads of animatronics. This was a huge selling point of the original. I basically never ever used these in the original game. So pirates, cowboys, police officers, zombies. Then we've got the rest of this tile set. So the flooring. This is the other wall set, sorry. Obviously the first one was this glossy set back here, and then the other set is this kind of vertical tile set, which again, we've got all the classic versions of. We do also have the bin. This is an actual bin for the guests to use, which is why it's not letting me place it here. But obviously in Planet Coaster 2, we can use the advanced move tool to put a bin wherever we want, so some of the studio items are tagged as silver screen and maybe some of them aren't. So in a moment we'll switch over to tag. We'll have the studios tagged as well. And then this is the classic Planet Coaster 1 Studios Pack, kind of iconic water storage tank. And then this is the new one for Planet Coaster 2. And it comes with this kind of generic topper, if you want to put your own kind of name and logo on it. And then it also comes with this King Coaster topper, as well as this Queen Coaster topper. So if we just add in the Studios theme as well, yeah, so that's gone up from, what was it before? 573 to 680, we were missing about 100 items. So let's untag silver screen. Yeah, I mean, these are just more nice kind of stone trims. Right, yeah, and then there's this whole kind of like commercial city street style stuff. including these kind of generic shop signs as well. Oh yeah, I forgot about all this stuff. There's all these like sirens for the police cars, this classic little square light, that's really useful for loads of stuff. This little siren light, this little box, yeah, all these lights are really nice. And then there's all this kind of film set, flight cases, carry cases, little DIT station. These are great for just any kind of backstaging really. Oh, the pavement, I forgot about the pavement piece. An absolute classic. Some new effects pieces. Drifting embers, that's nice to have. Dust blowing, these are all great. Oh yeah, we've got this kind of electricity arcs. Yeah, there's tons of useful stuff in here. Newspapers blowing around. Oh, I'm just remembering all these pieces that we used to have. Yeah, here are the cones and the traffic lights and stuff. And then all these road signs. Forgot about these. So yeah, I think that basically covers just about everything. As I said, between the new silver screen set and the ported over studio stuff, there are 688 items in total. You know, your mileage may vary. It's difficult to tell you exactly how many new silver screen pieces there are, because like I said, they've tagged some of the old studio stuff also has the silver screen tag on it. So yeah, it's difficult to say exactly how many brand new pieces there are versus how many pieces are being ported from the original studios pack. Since we've basically got the entire original studios pack here, plus this whole new set, and of course plus all the rides that are included in the DLC. Obviously everybody's financial situation is different. You know, what it's worth to you will vary greatly depending on what value you see in these particular scenery pieces and all the rides on offer, but I think at $11.99 in British pounds, and I think it's $14.99 in euros and dollars, this seems like a great set, you know? Obviously at the time of recording this, I've literally just gotten access to this. This is my first time looking at any of this stuff. I haven't actually tried building anything with it yet, and I haven't even looked at the rides yet, so I'm not going to kind of say, you know, you should run out and buy this right now, but yeah, first impressions are great, especially really loving all these new detailing pieces, all the stone detailing. I really like this new kind of tile set here. Yeah, loads of great stuff to play around with there. It's nice to have all this studio stuff back. Do I wish it was high fidelity? Yes, I do. But you know, it is what it is. I think it's a W. We shall see. As I said, I'll be back again in the next couple of days, hopefully with a video where I actually build something with all this stuff. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.